The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors. Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harris and Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harris and Young. As we are just 1 week from Thanksgiving, we're on November 20th. I have a fill-in guest today. He's actually the nephew of one of my cool friends, Shelly Giovanni Bonovi. How do you say it?
Shout out to Auntie Shelly.
Auntie Shelly. That works fine. And we're going to interview him today. I think he's a music producer, or, we'll find out. And we're going to watch a couple of clips of his work about halfway through the show. But of course, before we get to him, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have the Boston Auto Group in North Easton. We have Jalen's Restaurant in Middleborough on Route 28, across from the police barracks for a delicious lunch and dinner. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Grip It and Rip It, sports trading cards and video games in West Bridgewater. We have Hartley's Jamaican Cuisine restaurant downtown, delicious Jamaican food, and they're going to open a new location in Randolph, and that's downtown Brockton, and then they're going to open a new location in Randolph in the spring of 2026. We have Lynch's Towing Auto, Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy there in Brockton's always in search of new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all. We have the Vittoria Connoisseria Brazilian Meat Market in Taunton. We have Mulberry Frozen Yogurt in Raynham. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Brian's Barbershop in Kingston. We have the Wareham House of Pizza in Wareham, and they're looking for a delivery driver, and they have great people there working and awesome benefits. So look into that. In Wareham. So we have Rose Jewels in Kingston, rocking the South Shore in custom design for 29 years, and they're also selling their awesome jewelry for layaway on the holidays. We have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., all except Wednesdays, and they have the best breakfast in Boston and the Cape, and they make DoorDash deliveries. We have Bay Street Vape and Smoke in Taunton. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have the Alter Ego Salon and Spa in Berkeley. We have Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58, which Brian knows well. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have Doggy Boutique, all-beat professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Shannock Auto Body and Repair in Lakeville. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Madigan Land Surveying, LLC in Middleborough. We have Rafferty's Pub in Marshfield, great little watering hole with wonderful pizza. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Dirty Paws Pet Grooming in Southeastern. We have DNS Auto Works and Clifton Specialists in Abington on Route 58. We have Evan Young Realty. That's my brother, the realtor. We have Haven Psychiatric Services right here in the building in room 211. And we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. And I want to thank you guys so very much. And now, Brian James, how you doing? Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's funny. The owner of Rafferty's Pub is
I know, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan actually came.
I saw your head pick up when you... Go ahead, talk about Ryan.
He's actually episode number 2 on Priority Live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his band Far Above the Ground is featured playing a half-hour set, and they did a very good job, and you can check it out.
Well, he's gonna flip his wig when he sees this. When he sees that you're on my show. I went in there the other day. He didn't even know. Like I told you, the guy I was supposed to have today had a medical issue. So you're obviously friends with Ryan. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a great back and forth the other day when I stopped in the pub there. It was wonderful.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah, he is.
Thankfully, and what I'm doing right now, I get to run into a lot of good people, meet all kinds of good people, have old friends on, and
yep.
They
new friends too.
Yeah, new friends too. They get to show me what they got when it comes to music.
Okay, now speaking of, all right, great. So that having been said, tell me, sum up in maybe a paragraph or less what you do when it comes to music.
So Priority Live, we showcase local bands in the area, South Shore, Massachusetts, maybe even
Is
Greater
this
Boston.
a visual podcast?
It's video and audio, yes.
Okay.
And they come down, they set up, I mic them up, and they give me their all, and I show everybody else.
Very good. Where do you have one particular location?
We're based out of Whitman, Massachusetts.
Out of Whitman, okay.
Actually across from the train station.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't be at Whitman. It wouldn't be at the Whitman Hanson cable station, would it?
No.
That's
great. It's Next to Regal, across from the.
I know. I mean,
Yeah.
because the train station. I know the train station on Route 27.
Yep.
Goes right through there. There's
Yep,
a couple of barber shops and okay.
It's a place where my friends and I have been practicing music ourselves for the past like 12, 14 years.
Okay.
And we've kind of had the room on lockdown for a long time.
Why? Lockdown meaning so no one else can use it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've just been tenants for that long. It's
Oh,
like,
great.
And the person who rents out the room to us, Luke Bale of Priority Rehearsal Rooms, ended up catching wind of something I was doing called Priority Live, and he's like, this is really cool. And,
Sweet.
He's totally accommodating for it. I built some platforms so we don't bug the neighbors downstairs with noise complaints, stuff like that. Just anything asked for, I'm willing to accommodate, and just want to give the people a good show.
That's fantastic. How long have you been doing that for?
It's been a couple months. It's been about 7 to 8 months since there's 5 performances.
Okay, so you basically
now.
just started the podcast this year.
Yeah.
Back in the winter, I'm guessing, right?
It was
5 months
the
ago
beginning
would
of
have
the
been
summer.
spring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of a new horizon for you.
Oh, brand new.
Perfect. Okay. Do you have any other people that you coagulate with to do this production?
Anybody who wants to help, it's an open invite. I'm someone that I play music with. My drummer, he comes and helps me once in a while, and it's something that I can do on my own. Something that I enjoy doing on my own. It's like my Zen garden. Like.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Now, did you learn how to? You do your editing yourself, pretty much. Or you know how to do it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like to just make cuts and just send it out.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I do with every guest, regardless of how familiar I am with them, is I try to find out about their childhood and how it got them to where they're at. So tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up, and what did you aspire to as a kid, and how long have you been doing music? If I have any more questions, I'll roll them in. So
Yeah, I grew up Whitman Hanson, started
Okay.
playing music when I was like 10 years old. I was in bands ever since I was really young, like playing out when I was like 15. I was in bands called Social Victim, JFK and the Sharpshooters. I
Wow.
was in a band called The Woods. I'm starting a little something up right now. In between all those bands, I've just always been involved with music and getting the scene out, like making sure all my friends' bands are heard, stuff like that. I'm surrounded by talent. I want everybody to know.
Of course, and you were always looking for more. But before you started Priority Live, you said, right?
Yep.
Well, what were you doing before that to get talent spotted or heard, or both?
Well, just mostly going out to shows and putting together shows, but I also did a little brief thing with my buddy Kevin. It was called It's a Hard Rock Life for like 3 years, where we had bands come in and then we would interview them for like an hour and a half or some. It was a very long form thing. You can still check
I
it
get
out.
burnt
It's
out
still
when
out
doing
there.
those long interviews, but go on. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it fizzled out, and I was like, all right, so now what do I do? Because my host is spending his time raising his child, so
Okay.
I can understand that. So I'm like, what can I do?
Why can't you be the host now?
I don't like hosting.
You don't like hosting?
I like doing the knobs. I like just
Oh,
making
you just
sure
like being
everything's-
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
So I'm like, what can I do now? Maybe I'll do that. I'll have these bands come down with their gear,
Okay.
and they can come play music, and it's just amazing sometimes.
Well, tell me about your history of music yourself. What do you play? Were you a guitarist?
Primarily, I'm a guitar player, yeah.
Okay.
I dabble a little bit in drums, but I'm a lefty, so I'm kind of like a weirdo when I hop on a set.
I never really thought of that. I didn't realize that you had that somebody that's a southpaw wouldn't be a good drummer.
Yeah, I'm like this. Drummers are like this.
Yeah. I guess you got to be ambidextrous. All right.
I never really took lessons, just kind of self-taught,
Self-taught.
self-learned. And everybody's like, you can do anything on a guitar. How did you get this good?
Did you go to college at all? And if so, where?
No, Whitman Hanson.
What's that?
Whitman
I know
Hanson
you
High, that's about
You
it.
wouldn't happen to have been the class of 2009, would you?
03.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Because I know some people that went to school that were there in 2000. They graduated in 2009. Okay. All right. So it's obviously you've been doing it. When you were at Whitman Hanson, were you part of their band at all? Did you do any of the Battle of the Bands or any of that stuff?
I did Battle of the Bands outside of school for we'd enter into something and then we'd go play upstairs at the Worcester Palladium and then we'd
Wow.
because it's already pre-picked.
That's pretty good. The Palladium.
Yeah, I was really young when all this went down, so I just kind of threw myself right into it.
You got to be about 30 now.
40.
40?
Yes.
Wait. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm thinking you graduated in 2003, so you were born in. People usually graduate in their 18th calendar year of life, so you were born in 1985.
84.
84. Okay. Well, that's not my fault that you happen to. Yeah, that's okay. I could remember your date of birth. If you told me what it was, I know what I did the day you were born and the date of the week because I have autism and it enables me to do that.
Excellent.
That's up to you though. But okay. So that means how did you end up getting, that's a pretty big stadium though, the Palladium. How did you end up getting in there?
Shelley was actually involved with that.
Oh, she helped set it up?
She probably set that up, and we were at a point where we had to be like selling tickets just so we could play the show. It was one of those deals.
Okay.
So we sold all the tickets. Shelley helped, and
Yep.
we ended up playing up there. We lost to the pre-picked band.
Well, okay, but still.
But it was an amazing time. I love the upstairs Palladium compared to downstairs, but that was, easily 20 years ago. It could be way different now.
Well, yeah, well, so where have you performed? I know, it's like you're local and you do a lot of stuff with local bands. Have you ever traveled like to different parts of the country to perform, or have you ever sent any? And how far like say you've worked with a lot of bands, and I assume that once you're done, nurturing them into something more than what they already are, as far as getting them publicity, you keep track of their progress, right? And like if they end up getting a gold record contract,
or releasing a record, yeah.
Right.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So what I'm asking you is, have any of your bands done that since you worked with them?
It's been pretty rapid in the past couple months since we just started up, but
oh yeah. I mean,
we did have one band, Worm. Shout out Mike Worm, who just released a
the guy's name
physical
is Worm.
record.
Is that his real name?
That's his band's name.
Okay, I like it.
Like Worm.
Yeah, I know Worm.
And he just put out a physical record. You could buy it from their website, all their relevant links, stuff like that. You can check them out on Priority Live, actually.
Okay. And how often do you do Priority Live?
Whenever the bands are available.
Okay. I mean, so you don't really have a set schedule. It's just okay. But now, how do you reach out to the bands to get them involved in that?
Some will hear, some will be word of mouth, and they'll reach out to me. Sometimes I'll reach out to them.
Yep.
If I reach out to them, it means you're in trouble. It means you should have came to me.
Okay.
Just kidding.
No, I understand. Listen. You have a pretty sweet deal going on. If I was I used to be a musician. Well, I played the piano as a kid for 7 years, and a lot of people said I was really good, but I didn't stay with it, and I just sort of gave it up. But if I was in a band, you'd be the go-to person to try and get us to a new pinnacle.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do everything in my power to do that.
Have you ever worked in a music video, either yourself or any of the musicians that you worked with?
I was in one. I have friends that do music videos. I was in one music video with The Woods, my old host's band, The Woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was your host name, Spam?
No, my old host, Kevin, from Hard Rock Live. I was in his band called The Woods. That's my only music video that I'm in.
Oh, okay. What did you do in the video?
I played guitar.
Oh, sweet.
I was in the band.
Speaking of the Hard Rock, have you guys ever performed there?
No, the Hard Rock Cafe? No,
yes.
No.
Okay. Oh, I know. I'm just wondering because I actually, years ago, when Topic Time used to go on the road, I used to rent the equipment when I had the show in Marshfield. And one of my stops was 2011. I did a show at the Hard Rock in Boston, and I actually had to stand on it was kind of cool. I stood on a pool table and held the equipment there so I could see over the customers' heads for the bands. And that was kind of cool. And I had to be very careful so I didn't rip the felt with my footwear. Is when I was on the pool table.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. Okay.
I'd love
All
to
right.
play on a pool table.
So tell me. So how many shows have you done? Like say since the fall began for Priority
Since the fall, it's only been a couple. We just got done with Space Casino.
Okay. I love the names of these bands you find.
Some of the bands are in-house. Some of them practice in the building where I do the show.
Okay.
Some bands are from outside. Space Casino happens to practice inside the building.
Okay.
So it's kind of easy to get their gear to me.
Yeah.
They brought props. They brought lighting.
Yep.
I was like, yes, this is amazing.
So don't most of the bands bring their own equipment, or do you have to supply it too?
I have a couple amps here and there. I got mics, stuff like that. If anybody needs anything, I can usually provide it, or I can call someone in and be like, hey, can I use this, and it'll be there.
All right, so that's pretty good. It's obvious you got a good rapport with a lot of the people that you need to. Absolutely. When it comes to setting up your stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And on that note, we're going to watch a couple of clips of Brian's work, and then we'll continue the interview. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
On the Wi-Fi,
Brian, that was wonderful. It's obviously, you got it going on. And so have you ever considered, have you ever been on TV before yourself? And if so, where?
No.
Okay. This is your first TV appearance?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. And hopefully it'll elevate your career as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Have you ever taught music to anybody?
I've taught guitar to a couple friends. They've offered me money for lessons, and I'm just like, look, I'm going to teach you what I know, and that's it.
Really?
Some of them really take off with it. Some of them don't stick to it. Some of them find talent somewhere else.
Yep.
It's either for you or it isn't, but I'll do my best to teach you.
That's really nice. Yeah, most people aren't that, congenial when it comes to, anything that you can charge for.
Yeah. It's easy for me, but I can't look at it like that. It's not always easy for others. So I got to kind of.
Have you ever done any business with an agent, right? Represented that, to represent you for a contract of any kind?
Never.
Never. Are you looking to eventually, do that at some point?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, it's something I'd look into. I'm kind of a DIY guy. I kind of like to oversee everything, every aspect, and make sure it's all ship-shape, like on my own. When
you do Priority Live, does it go out on YouTube?
Oh, what about?
Yeah, does you push out Priority Live on YouTube?
Yeah, mostly on Facebook through Reels.
Okay.
But I did make a YouTube channel. There's also a Rumble channel. Doesn't get as much traction though. All the hits seem to come from Facebook.
Have you ever played anything on the radio? Or have you any of your bands?
A band I used to be in the Woods. Yeah, we've been on the radio before. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: Have you ever done anything at WATD? You know where that is in Marshfield?
I have not.
I'm going to suggest something to you right now.
Okay.
You should call WATD. Ask for John Shea. He produces a show called Almost Famous. I think he does it every Tuesday night.
Okay.
I got my start at WATD 20 years ago doing different things.
That's awesome.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, and I would just if any of your bands you think really have potential, number one, I'd say send them over there because I think they could connect with John also on Facebook, and then what he does is when he's looking for new bands, he'll always do an inquiry on Facebook, looking, say I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and you might be able to send people over there, and as well as yourself if you wanted to perform something on the radio.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'd love to connect with him.
Definitely connect with him. Yeah. I mean, tell him I sent you because I remember when I worked there, in the early 2000s. He was very helpful to me. I was actually doing commercials, typing up copyright and stuff, and I was having trouble with the word processor, and he came over and he showed me how to use it, and I still had trouble with it, but at least he took time out of his busy schedule to help me. So he hadn't started that show yet, but when he did, it really took off. And I've had people on my show, musicians, because I have a lot of them, that have gone his way too and been on his show.
Nice.
And by the way, just so you know, I didn't realize Ryan was in a band, but if anybody, you see that platform there? I call that the musician's platform. Any of you,
I got one of those.
What's that?
I got one of those.
I'm sure you do. Well, it's just a platform. My sister-in-law, who has a show here too, sometimes does her show on that platform.
Yeah.
But for me, when I have musical guests, as you can see, if you took that table and those chairs off, you could hold a pretty big sized band on it. I've had as many as a 6-piece band on there once.
Nice.
So what I'm telling you is maybe I'd love to interview any of the bands that you have that might want to do my show, have them come in here and we'll set it up and they can perform here.
Oh yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I know that would really, that would get us a lot of exposure, great ratings for me, obviously.
That's kind of what it's all about.
It is.
I kind of get everything down for them, get their video out, and I'm like, listen guys, you can show this to venues.
Yep.
If anybody's ever wondering what you sound like live, just show them this. You can just pull it up. Show anybody, like right there.
Do you have anyone you emulate in the music industry? Anyone you really admire, who you think is really, top-notch musician, an idol, an icon, whatever?
It's a hard question because there's so many.
I know. That's true. Do you have anyone you patted yourself after when you started playing the guitar?
I like them all. I ended up with my own guitar style, so I can't really answer.
That's even better. All right.
Yeah.
You know what? Think of that as a trick question because I wanted to find out how original you are. I have a lot of musicians on my show that play cover songs. I prefer when I do a show though. I definitely prefer it if they do their own stuff. It's definitely better. I think it is.
Do you hear that?
Well, right.
I encourage that to the bands when they come on Priority Live. If you have original material,
yes.
I prefer it. I want to hear what you guys come up with.
That's exactly right. You nailed it. We both down with that.
That being said, I've heard people play amazing covers.
Yep.
And
I know there's
I'm
nothing
not
wrong. Every
against
now and
them.
then there's nothing wrong with doing a cover, but I think if a band or an artist is going to make it in the industry, they have to be able to produce their own stuff.
Absolutely.
And they have to, have, certain, priorities to do that. So I'm just wondering, have you ever had any really nice female band members, vocalists?
Not yet. Nope, they've all been guys.
They've all been guys. Every musician you've ever had has been a male. No.
So far in the 5 episodes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, not even with a female vocalist. Sometimes there are bands that have kind of a crunchy sound to the voices, so they have a girl singing the lyrics instead.
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet. Okay. All right. Well, I expect it'll happen sooner or later.
I'm looking forward to that, though. Yeah, we just started to get into the vocal aspect of it. The first performance we had on there was Gamma Ray and the Bright Lights, a surf rock band.
Okay.
No vocals, so I was like, oh, this is great. This is easy. And then the second band, Ryan and Fire Above the Ground.
Okay.
Vocals, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Made a couple bumps and bruises, but we ended up sounding good. It's just the way, it's a live recording, so there's so many mics in one room. You want it to sound all good at once.
Of course.
Without anything bad.
Well, that's very brave of you to do it live.
I think it's better, just like with the original music, if you can sound as organic as possible, like performance-wise, the better. I've always loved that.
Yeah, me too. It used to be, I don't know, you're familiar with Steely Dan, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in the old days, now I saw Steely Dan perform in 1994 at Great Woods. I don't know, you're old enough to remember Great Woods.
I remember Great Woods.
Have you ever gone to a show there?
Yes.
Okay. So years ago in the 70s, in the 1970s, I know you weren't born yet, but Steely Dan, when they began their careers in the early 70s, they decided that the live music didn't sound nearly as good as the recorded music simply because they didn't have the technology to make it sound as good. You had the echoes of the antechambers in the auditoriums. Now, or since then, but then 20 years later, they figured out ways to correct that issue. And so they sound just as good live, if not better. There was a time when bands didn't sound as good live, usually, as they did when they were recorded, just because of the equipment, the materials, or the creativity, or the technology that was just not there for live music to sound as good with all the added extra sound in the room or whatever. But once that came to pass, they took advantage of it.
I take advantage of that
every day, every time you do a show.
Every time I do a show, because right on the other side of the wall where I sit is where the performers go. And
it's true.
Big open room
with
all the natural reverb you could ask for.
That's it. Do you ever have audience members watching the show live? Like maybe, I don't know, maybe a group of 10 to 20 people?
Well,
if you don't have enough room or what, I'm just checking that.
Between me and the landlord, it's not a situation where you can have an audience.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
If it seems like we're having a concert, the cops are going to shut it down. They're going to shut me down, and they're going to shut my landlord down.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So I got to kind of stress, look, you can't bring crowds. Bring your girlfriends, that's fine, but...
Oh, that's what I'm not talking about a huge crowd. I'm talking about like 10 to 20 people at the most.
Yeah, we can't accommodate for that.
Have you ever been to the Paradise in Cambridge? That's the kind of... So it's probably... I'm guessing your venue looks kind of like that.
It's actually a pretty decent size.
Right. Not huge, but kind of cozy.
Just the right amount of
Just
reverb.
the right amount of room and stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's amazing. The environment helps. I don't have the best recording equipment. I just throw up some mics and I'm like, let's make it sound good, and people will listen to it after and they'll be like, it sounds really good. And
you're a resourceful dude. Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. All right, now. What are your plans for the next few weeks and months going into the new year? You got any? You have any events planned around music that you want to discuss? I want to make sure we cover everything before we wrap the show up.
We're gonna do some Priority Live, and I was actually thinking today.
Yep.
I was talking to a buddy a couple months ago about an idea I had where I see videos of bands still doing this, but they don't do it as much anymore. They'll just set up like at a random alleyway or street corner with the permission of whoever's property that is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll just throw up a concert. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to throw up pop-up shows.
That sounds great. That would be fantastic. You ever consider Faneuil Hall? I mean, it's a little too cold now, but in the spring.
I would take all the legal repercussions just to throw a band up at Faneuil Hall and just not tell anybody.
Well, you don't have to be legal repercussions. People do that all the time.
Oh no, full loud band.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've never seen a live band at Faneuil Hall, but I've seen some good. You could go. It was Plymouth. Right down. They do that. And by the way, we're in the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been great.
Okay, yeah, it has. You were a great guest. But in Plymouth, I actually covered some shows that I think they pay like a fee, and you can go down on the waterfront and entertain people. And I had some really great musicians down there in the early years of Topic Time.
Yeah.
I brought, like I said, I'd rent the equipment and we'd bring it down there and cover them and stuff. That'd be a perfect venue, especially in the summertime when you have a lot of tourists. You might want to look into that, because if you want to do you can't really get a much better outdoor show. You're right on the waterfront. You got thousands of people coming and going, doing the Plymouth Rock thing, and eating, having dinner, and they could hear you from the restaurants if you're loud enough, I guess.
Oh yeah. I like being loud.
All right. Well, if you had a good time with me, first thing I want you to do is look at the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. You can start with Shelley, of course. Thank you, Shelley.
Auntie Shelley, thank you for the shout.
For setting us up.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to all my bands that have made this possible so far. We got Game Array and the Bright Lights, Worm, Fire Above the Ground, Ryan Stark. There you go.
Hey, Ryan.
Space Casino and the Wax Skulls. Guys, thank you very much for being a part of this. Any musicians who want to get a hold of me, I'll provide the links. You can go to the Priority Live YouTube page or Facebook page and get through my email there.
Okay. And if any of the people that are watching the show are musicians, they want to come in and do a show with me and perform on my platform here, not mine, but the TV station's platform, and be interviewed, this is certainly the opportunity, and I hope you spread the word to them.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to having more bands in.
I'd love to get Ryan's band in here. I didn't know he was in a band.
I'll send him your way.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll get him up here.
Oh, he'd love it here. Yeah. Okay. And I'm so glad we had I can't believe I just happened to see him I stopped by there the other day because I have a few underwriters in Marshfield, and he happened to be there, and it worked out great. And now we're mentioning him on our show. So, all right. So when we're going to finish the show in a couple of minutes, and then what we're going to do is we're going to establish all the particulars, all the graphics you want added, so that when we edit the show on Tuesday, it'll have all the information, and the people that are important in your work are going to be notifiable and easy to reach. Okay, so just do you have any? I asked if you had anything coming up. You want to do that? You want to do that idea with doing something on the outside? Do you have any people that might be looking for bands? For their own private events? I'm just wondering, that might be something to consider as well.
Yeah, that's true.
There's plenty of weddings going on.
Yeah, I'm brainstorming some future endeavors.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest doing that. You must know people that are that have events, birthday parties.
Yeah. One of my buddies, Aiden Keene, Elvis impersonator.
Okay.
One of his sound guys fell off, so I ended up popping onto a show doing one of his performances earlier this year. So
there you go.
If you need a sound guy, I can kind of do it. But I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap the show up, and you know what? When we started the show, I did my snapping. You didn't snap along. That's fine. I usually tell all my male guests and my female guests too, please don't bang. If you want to snap along, that's fine, but please don't bang the desk because there's a CD in there and that might make it jump. But you didn't. I thought to myself, well, he isn't even snapping, so it's fine. But I figured at the end I might as well tell you because it's just a formality. You probably wouldn't do it anyway. But I just wanted to, just to remind you, just please don't bang the table. If you can snap along if you want, and you don't have to either.
Don't bang the table.
Right. Don't bang the table. That's it. All right. So you're gonna wrap the show up, and then Joe's going to come in and take pics for Facebook. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, folks, thanks. Another great Topic Time interview is coming to a conclusion. More great guests on tap, and that's it. See you next time with another great guest. Wrapping off and snapping out.
Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.